everybody, it's Dr. Joe, and today I'm going to show you my top 5 glute exercises with a band. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down there. So today for these band exercises, I'm going to use Fit Simplify. And I really like these bands because they are loops. So I'm going to talk about them a little bit more as we go. I'm going to use the medium. There's a whole bunch of different resistances, but I'm going to start off with this one. So start off by putting the band just at your thigh, so above the knee, but not super low. You're going to lie down and get in the bridge position. And what you want to do is the band is going to try and pull your knees in. Try and keep them about hip width apart. So if you start going and you feel like your knees are going inwards, you probably have too strong of a band and you can go a little bit lighter. So what you want to do with the bridge is just kind of come up one segment at a time, but again, keep those knees fairly apart in the same distance each time. So you're just going to come up this way and then nice and slow back down. So bridges work the glutes really, really well because you're going up into that extension. And then by adding the loop band, it really helps kind of activate multiple muscles at the same time. So these are doing all the glutes, the glute max, the glute med, the glute minimus. So you're working all three of those glute muscle groups. And so I really, really like these. Go slow and controlled. The reason the loops are some of my favorites are because it stays the same consistency. If you just have a straight band, that's fine when you tie a knot and make it together, but then you don't know how much resistance it is. And so this just keeps it consistent. I really like that. They're easy and fun to use. So just start off with about 10 of those. Then if it's really easy, you can kind of go then 2 sets of 10, 2 sets of 15, kind of work your way up from there. If you can get easily 2 sets of 20, 25, then you're ready for the next resistive band. So what I also really like about this Fit Simplify bands is it comes with all of the different resistances. So you can see here it does a nice range from extra light to extra heavy, which is a pretty tough one. But since you have the different resistances, I'm going to go up just one less. So I guess go down a resistance because the next one's going to be a little bit harder. So this time I'm going to wrap the loop around my feet. So I'm going to lie back down. And so with all of these, even with the bridging, I didn't really say it, but it's kind of you should know by now if you watch some of my videos, you always want to kind of get yourself in that pelvic tilt. You want to activate those core muscles too. So you can see here where I'm kind of flattening out my back, but I'm not using my legs to do it. I'm using my core to do it. So when you're doing these exercises, you really want to activate those muscles as you're doing it. So this one is a little bit tougher. We're going to do a hip flexion extension kind of with our knees up in this position, about 90 degrees. It doesn't have to be exactly 90 degrees to start off with. But now what you're going to do is you're just going to push one leg straight out, pull the other one up towards you. So you're doing a hip flexion extension, and then you're just going to alternate sides. So again, trying to kind of keep that core activated while you're doing it. Sometimes that's a little hard to do, so you might not want to start off that way, but eventually that's really what you want to try and do. So again, as you're doing this, you probably want to start off with just maybe 10 and then kind of work your way up. And then if they get really easy, a couple of sets of 25, then you can go up the next resistive band. And what's also really cool about the Fit Simplify is they've got an ebook for you and they've got some videos on their website. So that's really nice as well. So the next one I'm going to do is a clamshell. I really like the clamshells. I'm going to kind of go back up to the medium with this one. The clamshells sometimes look pretty easy, but they're actually pretty tough if you do them correctly. So the most important part is to make sure you're doing it correctly. So what you want to do is make sure that your hips are perpendicular to the floor. They want to stay in this position the whole time. If you feel like your hips are rolling back, then you're not activating those glutes there. You're not quite getting the workout that you need. Make sure your feet stay together, just one on top of the other, and then you're just going to lift that top knee. Make sure you're comfortable, so keep your head down on a pillow. I'm just bringing mine up so I can talk to you, but just nice and easy, lift up that knee. Try not to, again, to roll back. If I go and I'm rolling back like that to try and get my knee up, then I'm not doing the exercise correctly. So you don't have to bring the knee up high. You're going to feel it. Just make sure you go nice and controlled. So once you get here, don't just drop it back down. Make sure you control it both going up and coming back down. Make sure you do both sides. If you're just doing some glute strengthening in general, with this one, you're focusing on the top, so make sure you flip over and do the other side as well. So now we're gonna get just a little bit harder. So I'm just gonna change it up again. We're gonna go a little bit heavier, and then this time it's gonna be in the same spot, but now we're gonna get onto all fours. So this is the quadruped position. This one is great because you're stabilizing one side and you're moving the other side. So you're really getting a workout for both while you're doing this, even though you're just moving one side at a time. Make sure that your hands are pretty close underneath your shoulder, because you don't want to be working those glutes and then end up hurting your shoulders if it's too far out this way, or if it's, you know, way underneath and you're going to put some extra stress on the shoulder there. So again, you want to keep your knees about hip width apart. Even just here, I can feel that band trying to pull it in, so it's already activating those glutes and those other hip muscles as we go. So this one, some people just call it the fire hydrant, because it's kind of like a dog going up to a fire hydrant, but all you're gonna do is just take your leg and bring it out to the side. So try not to let your hips drop very much while you do it. So if I'm going like this, or if I'm leaning and dropping the other side, then again, you're kind of compensating and you're not doing it right. So you really just want to go out and then nice and slow coming back in. So again, this one is not only working this one in an open chain motion, but it's working the other side because it's closed chain. So you're working on stability and then you're working on movement. So make sure that you're doing both sides, so you're working each way differently. So again, just starting off with maybe, 10 of these, and then working your way up from there. So the last one's going to be standing up. Before I do that last exercise, I just want to talk about the Fit Simplify a little bit more. Like I said before, I really like it because it comes in 5 different resistances. And this is great, especially if you're progressing along, because a lot of times if you're just starting off with the light one, you can progress pretty quickly from that. So you have all of these to be able to progress, and I really, really like that as well. Also, in the book that you get with it, it tells you not only does it have here like the resistance, so this one's a heavy, but it has the estimated amount of weight as well, so in pounds. So a lot of times people will be like, well, how much equivalent is that if I was lifting weights? And so it tells you that as well, which is nice, because then if you're doing other workouts, you can have something to kind of compare to as well. It also has a lifetime guarantee, so if for any reason they break or something, you can let them know and get another set. So that's really awesome as well. And if you're interested in purchasing the Fit Simplify loop bands, make sure and click on the link up there. So let's go ahead and stand up. For the last exercise, it's going to be a side squat. And just remember, with squats, it's really important to have correct form. So when you're going down into the squat, you really want to stick that booty back. That's going to activate those muscles. And make sure that your knees don't go past your toes. Keep your toes facing forward, not out, not in, and about shoulder width apart when you're going into the squat. If you're doing a side squat, you can go further out than shoulder width apart. That's just kind of activating those muscles a little bit more. But keep your weight equal. So you're not leaning back on your heels, you're not coming up on your toes. The weight should be equal distribution throughout your whole foot. So with the side squat, what I like to do is I'm going to first bring my feet together and then go out into the squat. So I start here and then I come down into that squat and then come back up. So again with this, if I'm going out this way, make sure then you switch to the other side. So you're working both in the same way. So again, this is kind of stabilizing one side. I'm opening up that chain and coming in and out, but this leg is staying still. So really sticking that booty back, make sure those knees are behind the toes, keep your back straight the whole time. So you're going down and up. It's one smooth motion. And then you can go the other way. So down, get that nice squat, coming back up. So nice smooth motion. Again, just starting off with maybe 5 on each side and then working your way up from there. So those are my top 5 glute exercises with a band. Remember, you don't have to use the loop bands. You can just use a regular resistive band and tie it up, but I feel like these are a lot easier and it makes it more consistent. If you're interested in purchasing the Fit Simplify loop bands, make sure and click on the link up here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down here. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.